Hello friends, Clage back with another video today. It's going to be a relatively short one. I mean it this time, like relatively short for YouTube standards, not by Clage standards. So we're gonna get through this and not take your entire day, I promise. This update video is just going to be kind of a quick update on a few things. I want to show off the shortcut input for the Kara Midare cancel, the tech I showed in the last video. A really, really good shortcut input was recommended to me by Abfloor in the YouTube comments. I pinned that comment in that video, so just want to shout them out real quick. So I'll be showing that off. And then I just want to talk about a few bullet points on stuff I'm seeing and noticing while playing Season 3, how I'm feeling about this patch now that we're half a week into its lifespan, and just give a few updates on some stuff that's coming. And I also want to give a couple highlights about the Johnny matchup, because obviously you're going to see a lot of Johnny right now. Everybody's trying him out. He's the new hotness, and it's one of the few matchups I feel like I can give some worthwhile input on, because I'm not 2 years behind on learning where it is like all the other matchups, especially the DLC characters that I haven't played against much. Some of them I still haven't played against at all, interestingly enough. But let's just get into this so it's an actual short vid. So the Kara Midare cancel that I showed last video, the whole prospect of going into spin, activating auto guard, and then, you know, Kara canceling Midare with Isaogi, PRCing the Isaogi, and using that to get a close-ass punish off any auto guard for any move that can't recover in time, which is basically all of them, with a few notable exceptions. So instead of doing the whole thing where we plink like punch to heavy slash and then try to Roman cancel and all these things that could possibly cause execution errors, or we could accidentally get Kacho Fugets, which is really bad for this Kara cancel, as I talked about, because it's going to take your whole bar. The suggested shortcut to me was just to do the Isaogi input, so 6-3-2-1-4-6, half circle back forward, and then just do punch, kick, and heavy slash all at once. This shortcut works great, and it's great for multiple reasons. One, it cuts down on the input and speed required to get it done. Two, it's not using the slash button. That lowers the risk of accidentally getting Kacho Fugets greatly. The only way you're going to get this now is if you fat finger, like I often do, heavy slash into slash or something of that nature. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to go into your spin, activate auto guard. You want to wait as long as possible with the invulnerable spin animation, because if you buffer this too early, it won't work. So you wait towards the back end of the invulnerable frames once auto guard has been activated, and then you just do the Isaogi input with those three buttons. You should get the PRC, and then you just fast cancel that with stand S and go into your punish. So it should look something like this. Pretty simple. I didn't even get the fast RC there. Doesn't matter. Still good. Still works out. You get full combos, full confirms off this. This is so much easier to do than what I was trying to show before. Like there I did fat finger slash, but I promise you, with a little bit of practice, this becomes so much more doable than that old method. There we go. Nice, simple, fast cancel. If you can manage to buffer a dash on the end of that, you'll get the forward drift with the PRC fast cancel. Just makes your combo easier. But yes, highly, highly recommend using this input. It's still tricky. Like, there's still an element of timing, and it's not foolproof by any stretch of the imagination, but this makes this so much more worthwhile to use. And frankly, if you have 50% and you auto-guard something, this should be your go-to now. Like, this is just so much more powerful than doing something like Roman canceling Midare. Because Midare, while yes, you can Roman cancel it and you can go get, you know, some damage and a knockdown off it, it scales pretty heavily. So yeah, practice this. This is good. This is very, very strong. It just makes auto guard so much more of a threat, and I can't recommend it enough. Definitely practice that shortcut input. It's going to help you out a lot. So yeah, some quick notes on stuff I've really been noticing as I've been playing matches and getting the brakes beat off me while I try to catch up on 2 years of, you know, not playing the game. Things I'm really noticing, like, almost in every match. The damage output is so much lower on average. Yes, there's still very big damage in this game. Yes, if you crank somebody's wrist gauge and then open them up, you're going to hurt. It's going to do a grip. But especially when you start getting down to where you have someone into, you know, low HP where their guts is kicking in, man, it is a lot harder to close out these rounds, even with really good starters, just because of how much more the scaling has really come into play with the changes to specials not doing as much damage or having higher proration on them, not having the big counter hit starters on a lot of moves anymore. It is very noticeable how much harder it is to get these kills. You know, right here I'm like, okay, Isaogi, like, in every other season prior to this, I'd be like, this is a guaranteed kill, right? No, not even close. There's a nice little chunk of yellow there. And I have had that happen to me a lot. I've also had it happen to my opponent a lot where I'm like, well, I'm dead. And then I look up, oh, I'm alive. Do something. So the lower damage output is real. I think that is very, very noticeable. It's way more of an impact than I thought it would be. This is still a high damage game. Nothing is going to truly change that. Guilty Gear has always had a lot of high damage, but it's harder to earn the big damage now. It is definitely not just handed out on a plate anymore. You're either going to have to crank someone's risk gauge, or you're going to have them open themselves up with something very punishable and get your really good starter, or you're going to have to spend resources. Maybe all of the above. So I'm definitely noticing that. New mechanics continue to feel very, very strong. Wild Assault, I think, is actually pretty cracked. It's just so versatile and offers so much things to extend combos, to extend pressure, to punish with. So I'm actually going to be working on a Wild Assault guide this week. It is my intention to have that guide be fully scripted, fully edited, and for me to do actual voiceover recording and not just ramble. It's going to be something different. It's probably going to take me a little while because I've never truly tried this. But I want to try and give that proper due, and I think Wild Assault is very worth talking about and giving proper explanation. And now that there's frame data out on it, and it's pretty well understood what each version of Wild Assault does, I feel comfortable getting that information out to everyone else. So, going to be working on that this week. Look forward to that guide. Other than that, I'm still learning so many matchups. I'm so far behind the curve, and I knew I was going to be far behind the curve, so I'm still getting beat around a lot. I'm losing to a lot of knowledge checks. I'm losing to a lot of just not knowing when it's my turn or not my turn, not knowing how to interrupt things. So I'll still be posting match vids and stuff, but right now, like, if you're here looking for match videos of me showing you high-end Anji play, I can't do that right now. I really can't. I'm very far behind the curve, and it shows. You don't magically not play the game for 2 years and come back and go, I am here to stomp. Like, no, that doesn't happen. So bear with me on that. The one matchup I am willing to talk about a little bit is Johnny. Johnny's everywhere, like I said. You know, he's the new character. Everybody's trying him out. He's very stylish. He's very fun. You're going to be seeing this matchup a lot. I just want to talk about, like, one major bullet point for things that you need to not let Johnny players do, all right? So this move, whoops, wrong slot. There we go. This move, Misfiner, right? You're probably seeing this a lot. Johnny players just covering horizontal space, doing Misfiner back-to-back. So, it's important to know. Misfiner, if they don't have the card on you to get the guard break animation, this move's minus 15. Like, it's minus 15. Do not let him spam that back-to-back if he doesn't have a card on you. Make him spend resources, make him cancel into something, but, like, this isn't real. Don't let this happen to you. You can punish with Wild Assault, which is really cool. You get some pretty rad-looking combos off this, to be honest. Stuff like that. Not a ton of damage, because Wild Assault does scale, but there's so many ways to punish that. So yeah, don't let Johnny players just spam Misfiner like that. It is minus 15 without the card. That move is not good frame advantage. And Johnny doesn't have ultra fast buttons at range. They're good. They're fast for what they are. But you can very easily just be like, no, I'm not letting you do this. If you're close enough with Far S, you can go into Fujin and just get a soft knockout with Nagia if you have no resources to spend. But don't let that happen. The other thing is horizontal Misfiner loses for free to forward punch. I have gotten so much mileage out of just blatantly running up when I think a Johnny is gonna Misfiner and just going, no, I'm not suffering your nonsense, sir. Forward punch is really good in this matchup. Force Johnnies to start doing more stuff like using their crouching S to try and stuff forward punch or Fujin approaches, stuff like that, or make them start using low Misfiner. Because a lot of them right now feel like they just own the screen real estate by sitting here and putting this out whenever they damn well please, and that's not true. That is very much like probably the number one day one thing to learn to how to combat Johnny. Don't let him spam horizontal misfinder without getting the card on you first. And the thing to remember about the card, he's got to earn that. He needs to get a knockdown, a throw, something. If he's trying to do card during pressure without spending meter or without spending resources to maintain his turn, don't let that happen either. Because if, you know, misfinder and then they try to throw a card, I mean, they're minus 15. Even if they make you block their good normals, card is not fast. Like, don't let them do that without spinning Roman Cancel or something to get it on top of you. Very important stuff for fighting Johnny. One other thing I will say is that this in the Johnny matchup, I don't think Deflect Shield is super good in this matchup right now, just because Johnny has so many forward momentum-esque moves. I think the only time this is going to be super worthwhile is when Johnnies are trying to do this, the close S 50-50. Because if you don't know, Johnny can actually go either into a low, or most of the time he'll have the card on you, so he can go into instant, you know, TK lower misfinder in the air, which hits as an overhead. It's okay for that. It will slow that mix up a little bit, but if Johnny's pressuring you and stuff, it's hard to push him out with just Deflect Shield. I think it's actually kind of weak in that matchup. Maybe that'll evolve a little bit, but those are the quick hits on the Johnny matchup that I found so far. So that's it. Like I said, I promised. I'm keeping this one short. I'm sticking to my word on this one. So that's really all I have. I will have more stuff this week, more videos coming out. Like I said, I'm going to work on that guide, get you some more match videos, and as I figure out some new tech and find more stuff, I will put that up on the channel as we go. So that's going to do it for today. Thank you again for all the support. If you want to like, comment, subscribe, help me out with the algorithm, cool. Definitely appreciate it. And yeah, if you want to check out the Patreon as well to support me for making more of this Strive and Anji content, that is a massive help to me. Thank you very much to those of you who have already chipped in on that. I'm going to be doing credits when I do these edited videos and recognize the people who wanted to be noted as my patrons in those videos, so that's something to look forward to as well. But that's going to do it for now. I'm going to keep blabbing around and seeing what I can find and learning a whole lot about a whole lot of matchups that I'm just very in the dark on. It's going to take a while for me to get up to snuff, and I know that. So I will continue taking my lumps, and hopefully in the next couple months I will feel somewhat like a competent player again. But we'll see what happens. Strive is not an easy game, and it's not going to magically get easy just because I started playing it again. So anyway, y'all take care, be good to each other, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.